Dfft, data free flow with trust, has become a word in the common policy language today. Overall, it's a policy priority for social and economic growth. It's a G7 priority, which is why the G7 presidency of Japan commissioned this particular report to us. But of course, it is also a policy priority for all of the OECD, the GPA, but actually way beyond the OECD membership. A lot of governments are actually working on so-called Dfft. And so there is no definition of the term, but it is very clear that the protection of privacy and personal data across borders is critical, of course, because it's a business imperative, but first and foremost, in this particular case, because it is fundamental to defend high levels of data protection for individuals and for consumer trust, if we call individuals consumers only. Dfft covers many topics. It's not only about the data transfer regulations. Obviously, it's many other topics. Actually, a selection of recent work that has been done at the OECD, which shows, how broad the work is on cross-border data flows and on data free flow with trust generally. And this is just a selection of work where we've actually cooperated with you or with other members than members of the DGP community only. And this is really a slide to show how many conversations are actually ongoing around the concept of Dfft and how important it is that we engage collectively on them. And we're extremely grateful actually for the great work done with you and the relevant working groups of the Global Privacy Assembly, in particular on the review of the recommendation on cross-border cooperation in the enforcement of laws protecting privacy, a very long title, but actually a crucial topic for us, and of course, government access to personal data and pets, privacy enhancing technologies, and more. But here, really, we wanted to focus on one particular topic, which was the mapping of challenges around compliance with data transfer regulations, because we wanted to contribute to this discussion that is ongoing to understand really how to leverage all the commonalities, the phenomenon of convergence that we see happening on data transfer provisions and on data protection laws really all around the world, which is an amazing, very positive policy development, obviously. But what we hear from businesses is that there is the last mile delivery, if you will, is not yet effective, and we need to work with them to make sure that we can build really on this convergence that is happening globally.
Japan and the United States also concurred on the importance of protecting data and privacy, including by expanding the adoption of cross-border privacy rules, or CBPR, to operationalize certification of companies globally. We also concurred in our desire shared to leverage the International Telecommunications Union and our respective U.S. and Japanese leadership positions in that body to build coalitions and advance common interests. The World Telecommunications Standard Assembly will be meeting in Delhi later this year. Our work on those issues is ongoing. We also look to expand cybersecurity capacity building with partner countries seeking that type of assistance. The collaboration must be close. And finally, we will support digital freedoms, including the use of practices such as misinformation, disinformation, commercial spyware, and online harassment that inhibit our freedoms. Do you want your information, whether you're representing a major corporation or a small business, or whether it's your bank account or your health data, do you want that information to be compelled to be shared with state intelligence agencies? If the answer is no, then you are embracing the notion, the policy set of trustworthy supply, all right? Going back to this question of, are the institutions in place from the source country to allow you the transparency of knowing when state intelligence wants your data? There's case law here in the United States. There are examples in Scandinavian countries under the full stack 5G solution. There are examples throughout in Japan where citizens are informed upon any kind of request like that. That's the simple way of describing it. And then the second, on the other side of that coin, Diplomacy in this field, particularly in this field, because of the technology involved and the fact that technology is advancing on almost a daily basis, is a team sport. Okamoto-san, JBIC referenced close collaboration with industry. Without that understanding from engineers of what is available, we would be less effective in our diplomatic advocacy. All right. Likewise with think tanks. It's incumbent upon us to have those relationships so we understand changes as they come about.
Let's go ahead and blow this up. In this particular report, which comes straight from wh.gov, you will see something that's very, very interesting. On April 10th, 2024, again, shout out, I don't know if it's to Lil Bidman or MS, thank you guys again. But in this report, not that long ago, you have the United States-Japan Joint Leader Statement. There's the whole thing of global partners for the future. Over the course of the last 3 years, the United States-Japan alliance did reach unprecedented heights. They arrived at this historic moment because of their nations individually working together and how it took courageous steps to strengthen and collect in the collective capacity in ways they could have seemed impossible just a few years ago. It says, at least then, that President Biden and Prime Minister Fumio Kishida celebrate this new era of U.S.-Japan strategic cooperation during the Prime Minister's official visit and state dinner in Washington, D.C. There was a pledge that the United States and Japan will continue their tireless work together with other partners to realize a free and open Indo-Pacific world, basically. In this new era, I'm not going to read everything about this, they have this whole thing of cooperation, recognizing global events, security, stability in the Indo-Pacific region, and even the world. They talk about a global partnership, interconnected challenges. But as I got into this, I said to myself, Japan, the United States, that's interesting. Why would that be so interesting? Well, it's this right here. Everything we've been talking about for a good almost year and a half, 2 years, and so on. And what does it say right here, guys? Yeah, you saw it. That's no typo. When we talk about the whole thing of templates, framework, blueprints for what? For the whole thing of regulatory compliance, but that regulatory blueprint for the United States. I said, and I mentioned this over a year ago, and not just me, other people who cover Dfft said, look, here's what's going on in Japan. They are literally taking the blueprint of what we need to do for Web3, and they took it to Europe, right? You saw Caro Tono talk to Margaret Vestager. Go look it up yourself. There's even recent interviews, okay? And he took it to her. Then she took it to all these other member states of the European Union. And then obviously other ones hopped on board. Then we even saw things even in regards to like Stellar in their introduction and blueprint on what they plan to do. But I always mention that in the House and even into the Senate, we have our own version of what is considered data free flow with trust. It's just not called that. Is this proof of like what I was talking about in the past about just that? Data free flow with trust and how that was the blueprint. I think this is the proof. Let's get more into this because guess what? I didn't just talk about some of those things in the past just because it sounded cool. I wanted to bring it to you guys to have you understand the bigger picture. When we talk about Jasmy's going to be the first to move, is this a perfect example? I do think it really, really is. Let's go ahead and full screen this. Take a look into it. See it for yourself. So let's go up to this part real quick. This cooperation to deter and address economic coercion through bilateral cooperation through their work with like-minded partners, including the G7 for coordination platform on economic coercion, working to uphold a free, fair, rule-based economic order, address non-market policies, practices, build trusted, resilient, sustainable supply chains, promote open markets, fair competition under what the U.S.-Japan Economic 2+2 and the U.S.-Japan Commercialize and Industrial Partnership, we will advance our commitment to do what? Operationalize data free flow with trust, including with respect to data security. We will discuss the promotion of resilient and responsible seafood supply chains. On top of that, my God, the United States and Japan will recognize the climate crisis, the existence of challenges, the time frame, bring it all together. They have a shared goal of accelerating clean energy, that transition, launching a new high-level dialogue, implementing respective domestic measures, maximizing synergies, the impacts, and also including a U.S. Inflation Reduction Act. Interesting, because there's been a lot of doom and gloom about inflation here in the United States, but that act and Japan's green transformation promotion strategy in accelerating energy transition progress this decade, promoting complementary, innovative clean energy supply chains, improving industrial competitiveness. Oh my God. So my thing for you guys is understanding simply that, the bigger picture. And even though it seems like we're ending it on that, it gets even better. Because here's how. Have you not been paying attention to what's going on with Nvidia, right? Some of you guys own Nvidia stock. Check this out in itself. This is also just as big as this. Pull this up. Again, I can't remember if it's MS or Little Bidman on this one, but you guys both deserve a shout out. Let's pull this up. Great coverage tonight, guys. Great research. Call it alpha, call it whatever you want. Thank not just me, but people in our community who bring you the detailed information. Do not get flooded out of Jasmy. I'm telling you flat out, not financial advice, but want to know something? I wouldn't want to be flooded out. I understand there's a lot of doom and gloom going on right now in the world. Again, like I always point out, this thing is a marathon. Let's see you get to that finish line, okay? So let's go ahead and full screen this. Look at this for yourself. Nvidia powers Japan's ABCIQ supercomputer for quantum research. Now I want to give a shout out. I had a talk with him earlier today. The one and only Jack Thompson. All right. He was talking about, is Jasmy quantum resistant? A lot of you guys pay attention, obviously, like XPR and so on. Hey, just because old Max don't talk about XPR doesn't mean I'm oblivious to the whole thing, right? I understand it. I'm aware of it. Metal blockchain and so on. You guys are excited because you feel as though you want to be invested in the ones that are quantum resistant. Hey, just because you don't hear me talking a lot about that doesn't mean I don't pay attention. Now, I'm not saying that Jasmy's quantum resistant, but this really caught my eye, and if anything, it should catch your eye or ears, depending on if you're driving down the road. I did see that we scaled up to over 500. You guys are listening. Thank you for doing that. Listen to this. So let's full screen this. So this comes straight from hpcwire.com. Let's go ahead and drop it in the comments for anybody that wants to nerd it out. There it is on YouTube. So Nvidia powers Japan's ABCI-Q supercomputer for quantum research. When was this posted? It was posted today, March 18th, straight from San Jose, talking about this. And who is HPC Wire? Well, since 1987, they are covering the fastest computers in the world and the people who run them. Look at this for a second. Nvidia announced that Japan's new ABCI-Q supercomputer designed to advance the nation's quantum computing initiative will be powered by Nvidia platforms and accelerated in quantum computing. ABCI-Q will enable high-fidelity quantum simulations and research across industries. The high-performance, scalable system integrated with Nvidia, CUDA Q, and open source hybrid quantum computing platform with powerful simulation tools, capabilities to program hybrid quantum classical systems. And look at this for you guys that build computers and so on, like myself. The supercomputer is powered by more than 2,000 Nvidia H100 Tensor Core GPUs and 500 plus nodes interconnected by Nvidia Quantum 2 Infinity Band and the world's only fully offloadable in-network computing platform. My God. Built by Fujitsu. Look at that. Global Research Development Center for Business, Quantum AI Technology, National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology, and ABCI Supercomputing Center. ABCIQ is expected to be deployed early next year and designed for integration with future quantum hardware. That is incredibly interesting, is it not? Who are some of the leading solution providers? Intel shows NEC. Obviously, Nvidia is on that list. But as I got further down into it, it talks about how ABC IQ is part of Japan's quantum technology innovation strategy, and they aim to create new opportunities for business and society to benefit from quantum tech, including research in AI, energy, and even biology. And what else can we show in regards to this? Well, you got to keep in mind that this bottom part was very interesting because it talks about Nvidia. And we know a lot about Nvidia, but Nvidia in themselves, of course, are a pioneer in accelerated computing. And they had the invention of a GPU back in 1999. It sparked the growth of PC and gaming market. I remember all this. I remember my first GeForce 2 Titanium back in 2002. They ignited the era of modern AI, fueling industrial digitalization across markets. NVIDIA is now a full-stack computing infrastructure company with data center scale offering that are reshaping industry. Now, you may be asking, oh, that's cool. You shared a bunch of info in regards to NVIDIA. Great job, Max. Who gives a crap? I want to tell you something. You need to give a crap. Here's why you need to give a crap. Let's jump over to the latest report from the one and only Diesel Dog. Shout out to you, sir. Let's go ahead and share this. And here's something I shared before the show started. So he says, good day, all. The Jasmy Junction family token week is here. Hara has stated clearly that Junction will be officially launching. Cannot wait to see this game changer in action. Can I zoom in more about this? You better believe I can. Look at this for a second. What does that show? A one-stop platform for AI services. Monetize your AI resources with a few clicks. Data center, miner, consumer GPUs. Yeah, you read that right. Consumer GPUs. My goodness, what do we have going on here? Well, looking more into this, you will see some things. GPU marketplace, a model hub, and a data pool. This is what Hara was presenting at that event from Teams 3 Summit last week. But to have that about a GPU marketplace and consumer GPUs and a data pool and having all this in regards to what? Junction, and how Junction obviously acquires what we got in regards to Jasmy and pulling it all together. Do you not understand the bigger picture? This is bullish as all hell. I'm telling you flat out. Glad to cover it tonight. And my God, what a bunch of news we had tonight when it comes to all of this, the bigger picture, everything. Yeah, there's a lot of doom and gloom going on. But stay the course. Know what you have. Know why you hold it. The research trumps FUD, 110%. My goodness, everybody. Some of you guys ask what cold storage solution I use. I use this, and it is the Dfft wallet. All right. I also, of course, have a ledger like this. All right. You can get a discount basically from going into the affiliate link, which is in all the live video descriptions and recorded and so on. And for the yahoos that are out there, they're like, this is just a shield. And, we'll fix point this out. And it's a great point. Were you aware that you don't necessarily get a discount link just going straight to the site? No, you actually have to go through a platform like this. So how cool is that? I don't think anybody's complaining about that. But anyway, use the link, get a discount. There's another one here. If you're the type of person you want to get one for you and your significant other, you could get two of them. They actually have another promotion, which is this, and I think this is cool. You can get an all-in-one card wallet plus backup card package. Interesting. I thought that was cool. And again, one of the main key things I like about the Dfft wallet is not having to do the red tape of jumping through all the hoops for XDC and the custom folder. I mean, Edward Vincent can vouch on that. Some of you guys can too as well in regards to Ledger. That was a pain in the butt. You don't have that problem. You literally open up your phone, it's on your app, track everything that's going on, right? And, saying goes, not your keys, not your crypto. You know the drill. Check it all out, though, if you wish to do so. It is truly the cold storage solution that I use for the most part. There's still some on Ledger that, I kind of split it up on it and so on. So it is what it is. But if I have preference over one, I'm going with this one. A lot easier to use and so on. And some people, even to this day, still ask me which one to use.